What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rianne Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. As always, this podcast is presented by Dat Chat. This week was a big week in the Cutting Stems Dat Chat group. People were popping off. They were like, we didn't see you in there. Oh, I was in there. Everyone was just getting their thoughts out so quick that I don't think anybody got to see mine. But Dat Chat is awesome. You can go to datchat.com/barstool, find out more info, download it. Got the Cutting Stems group, got the Chicks in the Office group. Also, they got the private messaging part of it. No screenshotting, all the great stuff that comes along with Dat Chat. So make sure you check it out. Francesca, you're back.
I'm here.
And I did the Bachelorette recap this week. How are we feeling?
Just chugging along. I feel better. But yeah, not great. It's been another week where I'm just once again in a room, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn, tired. I was sick. First couple of days, really quite sick. So I definitely am feeling better though. So that's good.
That's good to hear. At least you're feeling better. The first couple of days did sound rough for you. It's rough out here right now, guys. Stay safe. This shit is spreading like wildfire all over the place right now. So I know it's nuts. It does feel like so many people, especially in New York, or I mean, I feel like just because we're here, it's like what we know, and it's just been a lot of people. Thankfully, I haven't heard of anybody like getting terribly, terribly sick. Like people are getting sick, or people are not having any symptoms at all. But it's like lasting a couple of days and then they're starting to feel better, which is good. I haven't heard of like, terrible cases or people needing to go to the hospital or things like that. So as of right now, I'm okay. And yeah, it's kind of spiking everywhere. It was just doing a dime package, and like the NFL has had an insane amount of cases and teams, positive results for players and whatnot. So it's a lot. Yeah, a lot happening right now, but we want you to get better. We're glad you're feeling better. Hopefully you got some nice messages from the people listening, wishing that you were on the recap and also feeling better.
Yeah.
But this is a big episode. Everybody's been waiting for this. If you listen to the show, been waiting for who the special guest is going to be, and we can finally say it. And I think we got to talk about it a little bit, because I think people are going to be surprised. If you've been listening to Chicks in the Office since the beginning, if you've been following Chicks in the Office on Instagram since the beginning, then you're going to be surprised by this guest.
Yeah.
The guest is obviously Katy Perry, because if you saw the title and clicked on the podcast and you watch the clips on Instagram, you know it's Katy Perry. She was awesome. Like,
she was awesome.
Incredibly awesome. Such a sweet person. So much fun. And she definitely knows us. That's the best way I could explain it, is like, she knows.
Yeah, there was and a lot of people thought Justin Bieber. So many. I don't think Justin Bieber. I mean, I would have also said the same thing for Katy Perry. So maybe down the line, you never know. But yeah, when we discussed this, it was like, how is this going to go down? We've had a lot of very choice words for Katy Perry through the years. I would say nothing recently. She found love with Orlando Bloom. They had a baby. It was like all very positive things. Her songs that came out last year, I was a big fan of. But when we like first started, there was a lot of shit where we were like, all right, what's going on here? And we had a lot to say. And, we didn't really know how that was going to go when we met her, or how that was going to go down. She made it very clear, and you'll hear it from the beginning, that she definitely had, knew. We didn't need to talk about it. That's the thing. Like, there wasn't like if you listen to the interview and expect for us to be like, hey, Katy, like, we said a lot of shit about you. Like, didn't happen, because I did say though that. Yeah. Well, I know, but not
slightly.
She knew.
She knew. That's the thing.
Like, that's what I'm saying. The way it started, it didn't even need to come up because she was like, I get it. Let's talk. We'll have a conversation. And I mean, she's a fucking megastar. So
let me tell you, we left that interview and we had like an hour ride home. We did this in LA. The only thing we played Katy Perry songs. Like, we may be Katy Perry's biggest fans after this interview. She was so fucking cool. Like, there's really no, and it goes to show, like, you could, see a lot of these people, right? You have preconceived thoughts about them, and then you just like get to see them in real life, get to meet them, and they're just awesome. So that was our experience with Katy Perry. Like, couldn't be better. We were so happy after. She seemed like she was really happy. Her people were really happy, and it was a lot of fun. And like Fran said, like when we talked about it, we were like, how are we going to do this? We just didn't want you guys to be like, they're fake. Like, oh, they're, you know what I mean? Like, they used to talk about her. And I will say it has been a couple of years, but we knew that people would know that. And we were like, we still have to do this. Like, it's fucking Katy Perry. Like, we have to interview Katy Perry. Like, what? So I think it went the best way it possibly could. I think it was one of the best interviews we've ever done. And she was just awesome in every way.
Yeah. And I think, we talk so much about celebrities and people on TV and whatnot, reality TV and all these things. And it's like, we have our opinions and we talk about it. And yeah, sometimes it's talking shit or whatever, but there's never like a actual, for some people there is, and we can make that clear. Like, I don't think Rhea's going to be lining up to interview G-Eazy anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like, there's people where they're like, it actually feels like there's legit animosity. For someone like Katy Perry, absolutely not. You can catch me jamming to Katy Perry music often. And it's a weird comparison, very weird comparison. But like, my sister was with Greg from Katie's season Bachelorette last week, and he has now met my brother and my sister. I have never met him, but it comes up in conversation, and he's like, "Oh your sister, she hates me." And my siblings are like, "She doesn't hate you." Like, and it's like, I don't hate him. I don't know him. Like, I know him on television. Like, I talk about him on reality TV. I don't know him. Like, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the times when we're talking about things, we're making jokes and just opinion based off of what we're seeing. But there's, like you said, there's no real animosity. Like, it's not like we ever were like, we truly hate these people. Like, we don't know these people enough to actually hate them. So I think that you guys are really going to enjoy this interview. I think it was a lot of fun, and we talk about a whole range of things. And it was just awesome. Like, there's really no other way to put it. Like, I couldn't even sleep after we got home. It was just so cool and such an honor that you'll hear it in the interview, but she talks about how she wanted to come on our show. And I think that's just really cool that somebody like Katy Perry would even want to go out of her way to come on this show. So I think we should just get into it. We got some topics to talk about. Madelyn Cline, rumored to be dating Zack. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner have been in the news quite a lot this week because Ben Affleck said that Jen is the reason he was drinking. And Kim Kardashian passed the baby bar and posted a very, very cute text from Mason about Northwest's live stream that she should not have been doing. And we have our awesome interview with Katy Perry. So let's get into it, starting off with Madelyn Cline. If you guys haven't tried the peanut butter cups from GNC yet, then you just aren't listening to this podcast, because we've been talking about it every podcast, telling you guys how good they are. People are stealing it off our desks at work because they taste so good. You got to check them out for yourself. They're protein packed. They also have the protein boost in the Girl Scout cookie inspired bars they have. They also have very fun seasonal flavors of all different snacks, indulgent protein that will get you through the day, get you through your workout. They also have the pre-workout. You could try it for yourself. Right now, get to your local GNC store or go to gnc.com to explore all the best flavors of the season. They taste great, and they also have so many different options. So make sure you try it out. Get to your local GNC store today, or once again, go to gnc.com and make sure you're checking out the best snacks they have to offer. So there's been a lot of talk about whether or not Madelyn Cline and Chase Stokes are dating still. Did they get back together? Who are they seeing? I do not think they're back together. There are rumors on Dumois that Madelyn Cline is now seeing Zack Bia. Fucking Zack Bia, man. This guy just pops out of nowhere at all times. All of a sudden, we'll be like, oh, Zack Bia is back in the mix. There was a photo of them two out in LA, just in the middle of the day. And people are saying that apparently, allegedly, they might be dating.
Now, you may be asking yourself, who is Zack Bia? And if you are asking yourself that, you are not alone. I've Googled who is Zack Bia countless times. It's actually pretty funny to like the Google result that you get is Zack Bia, his full name. Bia is not his actual last name. Bia Lobos is his real last name. And then he is well known for, then of course this is like not even English. He is well known for American DJ, Instagram star, entrepreneur, social media influencer, director. But I will say, there is a GQ article that came out last year, 2020, that is just literally titled, Who is Zack Bia? He's a very popular Google search, a DJ occasionally, an influencer certainly, and apparently one of Drake's best buds, which all still begs the question, who exactly is Zack Bia and why do so many people care, is the beginning of the article.
Yeah, there's really no exact definition for who Zack Bia is. We just know he's in this world. I think he's like not even a promoter, but a promoter type. Like he just has all these connections somehow. Very well-connected guy. He dated Madison Beer. We know that. Seemed like they had a rocky relationship. And now he might be dating Madelyn Cline. This guy just ends up with like some of the hottest women ever. Some of the hottest women ever. And it's pretty impressive. What's it to Zack Bia? I'd love to meet the guy.
The GQ article is so great because it's just like the mystery of him, of who he is, where people are just like, where did he come from? They wrote, he's a club promoter whose true talent may be promoting himself, DJing, sitting courtside, dating celebrities, being on Drake's Instagram.
Should I text Josie Canseco and ask, can you explain Zack Bia to me?
Yeah, people. I don't even know if people can. This is what's great. The mystery surrounding Bia has almost perpetuated his reputation as much as his proximity to celebrity. In some circles, he is all but a late millennial cult hero. The day Bia and I spoke for this story, a fashion publicist friend confessed that she had an Instagram account dedicated to fangirling over Bia. I'm fascinated by him. He's so cute, she said. What does he do? She added. I didn't know. No one else seemed to either. So I asked him.
It's like Zack Bia, icon.
I feel like he's just like a cooler turtle. Like he doesn't do anything, but he's just friends with celebrities.
I think he's just friends with everyone. Very well-connected guy, which in itself is, I guess, a talent. Like I'm always amazed by people who are so well connected to a point where it's like they know I know a few people that just know everybody and like then they somehow know each other, and it's just crazy. Like some people are just really, really good at networking, connecting. I feel like Zack Bia is one of those guys, but I think the real story here is like not just about Zack Bia, but like Madelyn Cline. She's just in this world now. I think that she is fully in the Hollywood world. I see her hanging out with all these people. I don't think her and Chase are together. I don't know what's going to happen when Outer Banks season 3 starts filming again, when they're back on set acting like a lovey-dovey couple. But I do not think that they are together.
Yeah, maybe their real life relationship just doesn't work. And I feel like her star. I mean, the whole cast, their star is rising. Her star is rising. She's getting these bigger roles. She's in LA. She's maybe living a little bit more of a LA lifestyle. She's going out, and who better to go out with than Zack Bia? He knows everyone. He can get her into every club, every bar, every restaurant. That's what is also interesting, because he says in this article, like he thinks that only 5 or 6 times like that he has stayed in over the last like 4 years. Like he's like out every single night. Says partying's pretty close to his official job. I feel like I'm working at every party I've ever been to. He said at 23, he's become a nightlife impresario of sorts, where one of his many jobs is creative direction for H Wood Group, which is a hospitality group behind like Delilah and The Nice Guy and all those places. So like he is just out all the time. And I think that is how he has met so many of these people. And then he's good at making connections. He stays friends. He becomes friends with all these people, and he's out there now. He's a DJ. He's on Instagram. He's doing all these things. And it's probably exactly how he met Madelyn Cline.
My favorite is Zack Bia's birthday being like a national holiday for celebrities. Like on his birthday, every single celebrity is posting about Zack Bia, to the point where I was with you and Joe on one time on Zack Bia's birthday, and Joe was like, who the fuck is Zack Bia? And why do I want to know who he is? Because it's all anybody was posting about on his birthday. It was just happy birthday, Zack Bia. Happy birthday, Zack Bia. Happy birthday to the king. Happy birthday to the god, the icon. It's like, all right, good for Zack Bia. And I guess cool that Madelyn Cline is like now in this Hollywood world. I'm not too shocked that her and Chase didn't really work out. I know people are like, oh my God, love doesn't exist. I am not shocked at all that they like fell in love on set, were together all the time, and then when their lives got really busy separately, like they probably thought, oh, we're on Outer Banks, we're going to be together doing Outer Banks this whole time. They didn't realize that their careers were both going to take off and put them in different directions and not have them be around each other all the time. I think that unfortunately real life gets in the way. You're not on just the set of Outer Banks anymore, and it's not going to work out.
Yeah, it still makes me sad. I understand it. And they're young, you're young, got a lot going on. I just have like real life couple PTSD for TV show. You know what I'm saying? Like you just hope that doesn't get in the way of the show.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy for characters to try different things and whatnot, but depending on, I don't know how many seasons the Outer Banks are going to end up doing. I'm going to assume a lot, because it's not like it's going anywhere anytime soon. But I would just really, the John B, Sarah, you can't have them breaking up. They tried to do it in the second season. We just can't have it. I know it's what creates the drama and whatnot, but breaking up and getting back together, breaking up and getting back together. But for the show, you don't want the love, to not be able to feel the love, which is why I feel like it's so hard, because it happens so often where it's like, you watch a show and you're like, oh my God, this couple, I love them so much. And then you're like, oh my God, and they date in real life. It's so real. Their love is so real. And then when you find out they break up in real life on the show, you watch and you're like, oh, they're not really in love anymore.
Well, I think you're thinking about Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett. And I would like to say that
I was actually thinking that too, but I was also thinking more Joey King and Jacob.
they were both very young. Also, Olivia Rodrigo, Joshua Bassett, very young. I think Madelyn Cline and Chase Stokes are a little bit older and maybe a bit more mature. They both seem pretty mature, honestly, in my opinion.
Madelyn's really young.
I think she's like
Madelyn's like 21, no? 22?
No.
Are you sure?
She's 23. She's going to be 24 next week.
Okay, it's young.
And I think Chase Stokes is like 29.
I know he's older.
Yeah, he's 29. So I feel like maybe they'll be a little bit more mature about it. And
they can clearly still interact.
Yes.
Like they were all together at the People's Choice Awards, all interacting. She was like, when we saw her, she was like, "Oh, I gotta go tell Chase you guys are here." Like, you know, they talk. It's there.
So I think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it definitely will be. It's just, this is a funny connection because it just feels like when you're rumored to be dating Zack Bia, I feel like you're going out. You're hitting the scenes.
She's going out a lot.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
That's the person to know for sure.
Right now, it's the holiday season, and you want to make sure that you keep yourself, your family, and your friends protected. Whether you're traveling, whether you're commuting, whether you're taking walks late at night, you want to make sure that you stay protected at all times. And you could do that with safer self-defense with Taser. Taser has all different products that you can look out for, but they got the Taser Pulse Plus that can repel an attacker up to 15 feet and stuns their muscles. This is perfect for home defense, like I said, on your commute, walking somewhere. It's also, you could pair it with your phone. So the Taser Pulse Plus alerts emergency dispatchers with your GPS location as soon as you pull the trigger on it. And if you have to fire yours, Taser will replace it for free. And you get the same Taser technology trusted by police officers across the country since 1993. So you can get the Taser Pulse Plus today and save 15% at taser.com/discount/chicks. That's spelled TASER.com/discount/chicks. Once again, taser.com/discount/chicks. Supplies are limited, restrictions apply, and you can see the site for details. Ben Affleck did an interview where he spilled that he started drinking basically because his marriage with Jennifer Garner was not working out. He said he thought he had to stay together for the kids. He was like, how am I going to do this? I'm going to grab a bottle and I'm going to sleep on the couch. And so now people are saying, you know, the headlines aren't great. It's like, Jennifer caused Ben to drink. Yeah. And there's photos of them like that look like they may have been arguing last week in public. And now people are like, well, was Ben warning Jen about what he was saying during this interview? Really not great. I think for either party, because it's upsetting that he felt like his marriage, he was so stuck in his marriage that he had to turn to drinking. But it's also very upsetting for Jennifer to hear and see that it's making it seem like she was the reason he had an alcohol problem.
Yeah, he says it on Howard Stern, right? And it comes off in that way where you're like, kind of sounds like you're blaming your family for your alcohol problems. And then he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel and said that like hurt his feelings. He said he left the interview like thinking it went really well. And then he said they started seeing this stuff come up on Twitter. And I'm like, what is this? It said that I had blamed my ex-wife for my alcoholism, that I was trapped in this marriage, just made me out to be the worst, most insensitive, stupid, awful guy. That's not true. I don't believe that. Is the exact opposite of who I am, what I believe, and I would never want my kids to ever say a bad word about their mom. And he said that the backlash has hurt his feelings. Now, I understand that. Maybe it's the way he said it on Howard Stern isn't the way he really meant it, but like it's kind of tough. It feels like he tried to explain on, you know, what was fueling the alcoholism, which was, you know, he was unhappy, but it's like he that's his own problem. I don't, you know.
No. I think that the articles are making it seem like if you can't understand what he was trying to say, I think that's like your own problem. Like, I feel like he was not in love with Jennifer. And so that caused him to be unhappy. he thought that he had to stay, causing him to be unhappy. That doesn't mean that he like hates her or hates his kid or whatever it was. He just wasn't in love, and that caused him to be unhappy, which made him stay. And then he started to drink because he was unhappy. Like, I think it's not a direct, she made me drink because I hate her. And like, she like did these crazy things to me. It was like, he felt like he was stuck. And I don't know. I think that it's like I think it's how you interpret it, right? Like, I don't think it's that crazy of a thing for him to be like, yeah, I was unhappy with my marriage and I started drinking.
Yeah.
I think the way that people spin it and the way the articles make it seem, it's like he's like the worst guy in the entire world because he said something like that, when it's like a very common thing that happens.
I think just some of the language he used sometimes is what gets people stuck up. Like when you use the word trapped and you make it sound like, you know, you've been trapped by someone, so that you interpret it as like, oh, Jennifer Garner trapped him and he was unable to get out. And so he turned to drinking. I don't think that is what he was trying to say. I'm just saying that when you use words like that, sometimes, you know, it can be interpreted the wrong way. But I believe what he said to Jimmy Kimmel. Like, I don't want people to take it that way. I think, you know, Jennifer Garner is an amazing, amazing woman. Amazing. So if anything, he was probably trying to make his marriage work. It wasn't there anymore. And alcoholics turn to alcohol in those situations.
Right. But I also think like him saying he feels trapped doesn't mean that she was trapping him. Some people just feel trapped because they themselves don't have the courage to get out. It's not like,
I know. I'm not saying I agree.
No, I'm not saying
I agree with you that, you know, I think when people read and just like, that's how people interpret it. And why the articles went rampant and went viral and all that is because they see like, oh, trapped, and the media, like, they take that headline and turn it into, you know, Ben Affleck says he felt trapped by Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just the articles and headlines twisting it into something that it's just not, where it's like many people can relate to feeling like they're trapped in something when they're not necessarily trapped. They're in their own head.
Right. It's not the first time that people turn to drinking when, you know, they're in an unhappy marriage. And that's nothing personal, like, against either party. It's their relationship did not work out, and it did not work for them, and they work better as just parents to their children. And Jennifer Garner is 100% an absolutely amazing mother, and Ben Affleck has said that many times.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for both of them in this situation, just because I feel like it's not easy to go through what she's going through now. People thinking a certain way about maybe she's not this amazing person, which I'm sure she is, but then you have people thinking like that. Or on the flip side, Ben Affleck, people thinking he's like a scumbag just because he's dealt with these issues. So I feel bad for both of them.
Yeah. And, you know, Howard Stern has that way of, you get very comfortable in an interview and you talk and you feel, you open up and all those things. So I think he felt comfortable. Could he have maybe like used a little bit of different language there to help? Yeah, he could have, but he said what he said. And, you know, and he immediately went on Kimmel to kind of re-talk about what he said.
Right. Yeah, that is true. Like, that's why Howard Stern is so good at what he does, is because people just feel so comfortable talking to him that you just are talking like you're talking with your friends. And then you realize, I probably should have used a different type of language there.
Yeah. Yeah. So he probably regressed that a little bit, but at the end of the day, like, I don't think that was a personal attack on Jennifer Garner or his family or anything like that. It's just him trying to express how he was feeling at that time. And they're better off not together, those two, it seems.
Clearly.
Clearly. One of the best gifts you can give someone over Christmas, I think everybody always asks for sunglasses. You know, you're like, this is a good time. I got to get some new sunglasses because there's always great deals, savings, whatever you can do. If you're looking for the perfect gift this holiday season, Nectar is offering Barstool fans an incredible deal with glasses starting at just $50. They offer high quality, fully sustainable product lines, including the classic lines that are made from 100% recycled water bottles. The best part with Nectar, you never have to worry since every pair comes with a lifetime warranty. They want you to go out and live your life worry-free because the warranty covers literally everything. Nectar sunglasses, I'm telling you guys, they're so great. If you lose your glasses, break your glasses, say you're out, you got them on your head, you drop them, doesn't matter. You're in the summer, you're on a boat, you're at the beach, you leave them in the sand, in the ocean. It does not matter. Nectar covers them fully. Nectar sunglasses they're cute, fashionable, high quality glasses. They make products for all seasons, outside or in, and they are giving everyone 40% off to stock up and knock out your holiday shopping if you use code Barstool today. So go to nectarsunglasses.com and use code Barstool for 40% off this holiday season. Kim Kardashian has officially passed the baby bar. North is also going live on TikTok, which has caused some drama, some chatter. She also did this. She did this big podcast where she was, talking about her family and whatnot. And she said North is she's Kanye West's daughter. Like, she is Kanye and she will be a disruptor.
Yeah, I think that there's a few funny things that happened. First of all, we won't dive too much into this, but Kim Kardashian, congrats to her, passed the baby bar on her fourth try. First 3 times, but she did it. She's on her way, one step closer to becoming a lawyer. The text exchange between Kim Kardashian and Mason is so funny and has people being like, why do people fall for this? This is definitely fake. So she posted on her story that Mason texted her because Northwest went live. Kim Kardashian was laying in bed. North was like laughing hysterically behind the camera, being all evil. Mason texted Kim and said, hi, I don't want to disrespect North, but I don't think she should do the lives unless someone is with her because people are always screen recording and she might tell information that isn't correct and stuff like that she will regret. I did the same exact thing as she did. I would do the lives and now I regret saying one of the things that I said, just in case for safety. Kim said, I appreciate you looking out, Mason, and I agree. She felt bad and I don't think she will do it again, but it could be good if you talk to her about it. Mason said, I'd love to talk to her about it. Next time I come over, maybe. Kim said, I would love that. Thank you. Sleep over soon? And she posted and wrote, a helpful king. The fact that Mason is more mature than half the guys on this planet with the way that he wrote that text message to Kim, he's 12 years old. Mason is 12 years old.
Just turned 12. Happy birthday.
It's crazy that he is
I think this is all part of a bigger strategy on Mason's part, that he knew Kim would share this. But that's just my opinion.
Noah has weird feelings towards Mason Disick. Let me tell you.
Yeah, every time
he wants to be a star. He wants to be a star.
In what world is he like, yeah, I'm gonna text Auntie Kim and she's gonna post it on her Instagram.
Like, what do you mean in what world? He's a smart kid. He knows how to get
really very smart by that message. But I think that these kids also have to grow up a lot faster than every other kid on the planet. So I am also not shocked by this. I think that they're so advanced. They have to be on top of it. They're probably sitting in classes with people training them how to act accordingly to their family. Like this, it's real. Like there's a lot of shit with the Kardashians. They are so fucking famous that these kids need to be taught at a very young age how famous their family is, so they don't fuck it up somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mason had to have a ton of these conversations with his parents when he was on TikTok and posting things and such. So yeah, he is like the wise older cousin now who's like, oh, North, been there, done that. Let me show you the way.
It's crazy. And also to for him to say, I regret saying one of the things I said, like, is so fucking cute, but also so sad. Like, he probably stays awake at night thinking about that. Like, oh, I should have never did that live.
I know it's just like you're 12 and you're like, oh, I really wish I didn't say that thing that I said when I was 11.
Right. And when he's 18, he's going to be like, oh, I wish I didn't say that.
And he's growing up. And it's why, like, it's the same thing, like North. And I love that. I love like Kim saying she felt bad and I don't think she'll do it again. Like, because it's you have to go through those things at least once. Like North has to do that one time.
And she
like goes on like, and she like shows Kim, she's like, haha, I'm live. And she's like, no, you're not. Like, it's going to happen one time at least.
Right. And I think the worst thing that came out of it was us realizing that Kim Kardashian lays in bed like a normal human being. Like, I was like, oh my God, she just lays in bed. Like, I felt so much better about myself that Kim Kardashian was just laying in bed on her phone.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that type of thing.
North is going to be a force. I'm telling you, I got to find the name of the podcast she did. I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I was seeing clips from it. She did the Honestly with Barry Weiss podcast, and it's titled The Power of Kim Kardashian. And she was talking about North. She also said that she was asked who intimidates her the most, and her answer was North.
I mean, North, I think you can tell even by her TikToks. We talked about this. She's a visionary. She is Kanye West's kid to a T. And I think that we can all see that.
Yeah, absolutely. She was also asked who her favorite SNL cast member was. And she was like, you know who it is. Don't try and set me up here. There's also rumors that Pete will be in attendance at the Kardashian Christmas Eve party.
I did see that.
He's going to be in Miami for the New Year's Eve party, the Miley party with Pete Davidson. So that is all still going on. But yeah, what just an incredible message from Mason. It just seeing that this week, it was the laugh that I needed, where I was like, oh, Mason.
I was
sweet Mason.
I just was shocked. I was like, what am I reading right now? Is this a real thing that's happening?
Is this really Mason? And you know what is pretty crazy? We don't talk about it enough. Mason and Rain having the exact same birthday. Crazy.
Weird. 5 years apart. It is very strange.
Same day. What are the odds?
I know. That's insane. I'm sorry. I'm in the process of looking at Zack Bia's Instagram story right now to figure out if this is Madelyn Cline. Hold on.
Could be.
I'll keep everyone updated as I'm researching this live.
Was he on was he just posting stories, or was it something different?
That does look like her nails and ring. So he's on his way to Mexico, I think. This is a thing posted by Dumois. And I said it looks like it's her nails and ring in a photo. Yes. It does look like her nails.
Damn. Oh, with all the chicken fingers?
Yeah. And I just went to her Instagram. That is the nail she has right now.
Damn. Let me tell you something. Nail investigations, I feel like, are so
careful out there, people.
Like everybody's like, I feel like everybody did that with Kylie Jenner with trying to find out if she was when she was pregnant or not.
Yeah.
It was like hiding things. Like everybody's always looking at the nails. Oh, are these the same nails? Are these old nails? Yeah, that's pretty wild. Kylie's got to be giving birth at any time now.
Yeah, I feel like they've really been off the grid.
Yeah, they just had a little baby shower for her at Chloe's. The massive compound that they were building, the Kris Jenner, Khloe Kardashian house that are right next to each other, looked insane. I saw some aerial photos of construction and whatnot. Seems like it's almost done. Wild. Like it's throwing distance. Like, you know how sometimes you think neighbors, it's like, oh, you could be like kind of far. It's like, no, these houses are right next to each other.
Honestly, that's pretty cool.
It's so nice.
Good for them.
It's so nice. Yeah. I mean, they'll be able to have like so many events there and whatnot, but yeah, that's all.
Hey!
You made it!
Hello, I heard you out here. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah!
Hello, I'm Rhea. Nice
Hi,
to
Rhea.
meet you.
Nice to meet you. You guys are like superstars.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
I mean, I think you're the superstar here,
I'm
but
Katie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
You guys
Katie.
came all the way from New York.
We
yes,
did.
we did. I'm just gonna hide that right back.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a little bit warmer here, actually.
A little bit, but
Not
it's
too much. She's going.
Right now it's a little cold. We thought we were gonna
You're
get
still
warmer
wearing that
weather.
like a spaghetti strap ass.
I did, and
yeah.
I'm trying to cover, you know.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
When did you start your podcast?
Oh, 2000.
We actually, it's weird.
17?
We started around exactly 4 years ago because the People's Choice Awards are coming up.
Yeah.
And we started the podcast 4 years ago, and then like 2 weeks after we got nominated for a People's Choice Award, and now this year we're nominated again. But it's been 4 years, so that's how I remember.
Yeah, this has been like a dream. Like it's like dream trip to LA. Like being here and
awesome.
then
Are you
Tuesday
going to
we're going.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
We're,
It all
we're
works out perfectly.
so excited.
We're so excited.
Well,
but
welcome. I hope you guys come
my
to
gosh.
Vegas.
Oh, we want to come to Vegas real bad.
Have you been before?
I've never been to Vegas.
Only when I was in like 5th grade.
That
It doesn't count.
It doesn't
Did you
count.
drink?
It
Did you
doesn't-
drink when you were in 5th
No,
grade?
but I watched my parents drink.
Okay, that's
they-
a little bit like drinking.
And they took me through the casinos. You know, they let me watch them gamble.
Did you go to like Circus or like Excalibur or something like
They
that?
took us to one of those magic shows. And
Yeah.
I was like secondhand Vegas. For me.
Yes. Okay. Well, Vegas is totally different now.
Yeah.
It's super experiential. There's like really good food, really good clubs, and obviously great shows. I'm about to put one on. Please come.
know.
You're welcome. I will reserve great tickets for you. And if you eat steak, you can go to a steak dinner. If you don't, there's great vegan too. It's Vegas.
we eat steak.
I mean, we eat.
We
That
eat
would,
steak.
yeah, in California, everyone's, you know.
Yeah.
Who
You
eats
never
steak?
know.
We eat steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready to go. If you're ready.
We'll pick
Let's
up
go.
from-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep. All right, everyone. We are here with a very special guest, the one and only Katy Perry. Does it ever get old
Unbelievable.
hearing that?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. The only. No, it's fun. I mean, I'm excited to be on your guys' show. I'm a fan.
We're excited.
Of your real honesty, your candor, your cutthroatness,
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
thing.
That's
That
us.
is us. And
That
it
is
is
us.
funny because it's something that we talked about before this interview because it's a little, we're watching all the interviews you were doing before this, right? And it's like, you know, these big productions. We've never had something like this,
Never.
like a...
Not like a real mic like this?
Well, we have real mics.
we have a 4x4 studio, and we have our podcast mics.
It looks bigger on screen, but
Yeah.
I think that it's just different because we really just like to be real and just...
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good thing that maybe we're your last interview today.
No, yeah, we saved the best for last. And welcome to Carson, because
Yeah.
we're in California, but it's Carson. The girls have come all the way to my rehearsal studio. I am prepping for a massive Vegas show, which I just invited you to and
Yep.
you guys. And it is like this huge, larger than life. I've got some old nostalgic costumes.
I saw that when I walked in.
Back
I was like,
there,
oh.
but we've got some wild. I mean, so this show I'm putting together for Vegas was inspired by a couple of movies I watched over COVID with my nieces. I was like heavily pregnant, and I was introducing them to some of my favorite films, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right? You know, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when they're in that garden, they're eating out of that
Yeah.
Oreo.
Yeah.
Like my mouth is watering thinking about that Oreo, right? And also just how
Yeah.
large
I
everything
feel like
was.
I'm getting that from the
Yeah.
mushroom.
Well, the mushroom is a whole other story.
Are you into shrooms? Is that the mushrooms? Or?
So it is the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets Pee-wee's Playhouse, which everything kind of is an inanimate object that comes to life and talks, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Kind of set in the 60s, a bit psychedelic. But definitely, it's one of those shows you want to come on mushrooms and then not on mushrooms.
I would love to attend. On
Yeah,
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing it at the Resorts World Las Vegas.
Yes.
And it's a new spot.
Yes, it's like the newest hotel in like a decade.
Why did you pick that for the residency?
Well, I like shiny new.
Yeah.
And it is got state-of-the-art sound and stage. It's the highest and widest stage in all of Vegas. It's 5,000 seats. Every seat is a great seat. you can smell the paint drying. It's like so new. And the sound is experiential. So it's this new technology where you not only hear it, but you like feel it in your toes and your fingertips. And like, it's so all sensory. And when everything is really sensitive, it's really sensory.
Right.
But it's just, I chose that place because I like to be kind of, a little cutting edge with my stuff. I'm doing NFT merchandise.
If you want to explain that to us, we would love to hear it.
NFT. Not gonna fucking try. NFTs. Okay, well, think about it in the art world, right?
Yeah.
So if you
like we're getting a lesson right now.
I know.
I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna botch it. So you see all those prints of like Andy Warhol prints of like Elizabeth Taylor, right? And maybe he made 100 of them. And it's one of 100, right? It's the same thing. It's just digital. And it's a digital piece of art or collectible, but it has a code to it on the blockchain, which is like, it is like unbreakable, that you can always trace back. It's like a certificate of authenticity. So just like in the metaverse or in the internet, nowadays you see people purchasing, for instance, you'll pay 99 cents for a certain filter, right? Well, in the future, you may pay a little bit more to be wearing a certain kind of action or costume in one of your photos, or have your photos manipulated or move or come 3D or something like that. Well, the same with like how you'll be purchasing things that are only in a digital space, like young kids do on Roblox.
Right.
You'll also be purchasing digital art, and that's what NFTs are as well. It's just like collectibles, non-fungible
better
tokens.
Than anybody else,
right? And I'm nodding my head like
that.
I did in math class when I was younger. Like, yup, I get what you're saying.
No, you're
really.
like making a list. Of
but
things to do later.
It's very cool because I feel like it's what a lot of people are doing right now, and it's going to be very valuable.
People can buy this from the Residency. Like they can buy NFTs from Play.
Yes, it's going to be based on Play, and it's based on my time in Vegas, and it's a new piece of merch. I'm doing it with Theta Labs, which is awesome, and like I said, I like to do like cutting edge things. So Resorts World offers all those. They're taking so many incredible. They've done so many incredible things. I mean, they have like the boring tunnel with the Hyperloop in it. They've got state-of-the-art stuff there. So it's really nice to be able to play with all those toys.
That's awesome.
And so you'll be at this residency in December, January, and March, right?
Yes.
And did you
and more in the future?
In the future, was this like a big goal of yours? Because I feel like there's so many iconic artists that get a Vegas residency, and it's way different than any other concert you're putting on. Did you speak to any other artists for advice on this type of thing?
Well, no, but it's kind of in my blood in a couple of ways. First of all, I think Vegas is like, it's different. It's not just a scene where you go and you like, do some shady stuff and gamble, right? It's like families go. It's experiential. Right. There's like...
Me in 5th grade.
Yes, you in 5th grade. Yeah. But now in 2021, it's like there's something for everyone. There's good food. There's good music. There's good theater. There's like adventure and theme parks and blah, blah, blah. So it's like a bigger Disneyland world, whatever. But I always wanted to try it, yes. And I have a baby now, and I'll be able to not only take her to preschool, but like, mommy's dropping you off at preschool, and then I'm going to just pop over to Vegas, do a little shimmy.
She can do both.
And come back, and I'll take you to preschool tomorrow. Yeah. But not only that, but strangely, coincidentally, my aunt was a topless showgirl. And my grandmother her mother was a seamstress. She used to sew G-strings for the topless girls in little pockets so they can put their jewelry in them because, backstage they'd probably get taken. Yep. But my aunt danced in the hotel called Stardust, which was demolished and became Resorts World.
Wow.
Comes full circle.
That is,
simulation theory.
Yeah. And is it because of the proximity and like you said, you're a mom now? Is that why you chose to do a residency like this over like maybe going on tour again?
Well, it's, everybody's kind of getting back out into the world. It was incredible timing because I had this idea to do Vegas before COVID. And so during all of COVID, I was making a baby and like creating a world, which is now Play.
Yeah.
It's a great gig. I've never been able to stand still and be in one theater. And so I get to access like so many things I've never been able to access in a show. Because on a world tour, you're at different places, and you kind of have to amend your show based on where you're going to set up. That being said, I love touring. I'm going to go on a world tour. It's not going to be today, but it's definitely in the cards. But I'm going to play a little blackjack first. It's great balance, and I also get to be on American Idol, which I love doing.
Yes.
And I get to have like my shoe line, and I get to be like a juggler.
What's your game? What's your casino game?
I love blackjack for sure. Yeah, but I think it's kind of
I like blackjack. Roulette. Do you like roulette?
I don't really know how to play roulette. I know how to sing roulette.
Oh, all you got to do is pick a number. Okay. Pick a number or a color. Okay. What's your favorite number?
My favorite number? Ace, probably, because it's a 1 or 11.
So
it can transition.
Then, I feel like that's kind of more risky in roulette. Or a color, black or green. Or black or red.
Black or red.
Great. Red.
Okay, so when you go to Vegas, just remember.
I like 10 of hearts. Those are like, that's like my card.
Or just put like, I don't, you have more money than I do. Put a lot of money on red for us.
Okay.
Just one time.
Red for you.
Just one time, do it.
Red for you. I heard it's hard. I heard it's not the best game. I mean, I've lost some money in Vegas, right? But playing blackjack in Vegas, it's like, why does the dealer always get 21? Why?
Yeah, I have not been in many casinos, and the one time we've gone, I watched her play blackjack,
and I won.
And I was like, I still don't get it. I can't.
It's just it's in my blood.
It is.
Now it's coming out.
Atlantic City, right?
Yeah, no, yes, my parents go to Atlantic City far too often. They're going to love that I mentioned that. But you mentioned the inspiration behind Play and this residency and the movies behind it. What other things do you take for style inspiration? Because you've had many looks. One thing that's coming to mind
Halloween.
right now. Halloween. One thing that's coming to mind, the Met Gala, you wore a ginormous cheeseburger one year.
It was, it was rhinestone.
Yes. I'm sorry.
A rhinestone
cheeseburger. Probably diamonds.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you don't have to be humble.
Not real.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, Katy Perry kind of getting in the way at the Met Gala. Although I do love cheeseburgers.
The theme was camp.
Yes.
So
and that is camp.
I am camp with a K. Mm-hmm. This show is camp, like beyond camp. But I love like turning an inanimate object into a fun costume. Love a theme. I will ace a theme. You give me a theme, I will do it to the max. In my, personal life or like my social life, I'm a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more goopy poopy, more neutrals and stuff. But in my show life, I think it's kind of the juxtaposition because when I'm on stage, it's like color, rhinestones, sequins, chainmail, paillettes, cheeseburger. I'm like, I need neutrals at home. I need like.
We were just talking about how obsessed we were with the Vivienne Westwood dress you wore.
Thanks.
The Music Awards was so stunning, and you're back to black.
Yes, give the people what they want.
Yeah. Is that like? Were you getting messages all the time of people being like, "You got to go"?
Hair? I mean, the whole time I was blonde, it was, "We don't like you."
And how?
Go back to black hair. Okay.
Don't you get annoyed because you're like, "This is what I want to wear. Can't you guys just accept this?"
Not anymore. I mean, there was probably a time where it like affected me a little bit too much, but. Once you have a kid, you're like, I don't have time for this shit.
Right. You're like, I'm Katy Perry.
I gotta be a mom, and sometimes I will create some art. And if you like it, great.
Yeah.
If you Just sit there and eat it.
Yeah. So this is the original look. This is how you popped on the scene.
This is how I popped.
Yeah. And I want to bring it back all the way to I Kissed a Girl, because when we were out there waiting, they were playing a great rendition out there. We got to hear it, and it was fucking awesome. We were rocking out. It was a great way to walk in here.
Thanks. Yes.
But I want to know kind of the story. I know you've talked about it before, but you grew up in a very religious family, but you mentioned your aunt was a topless showgirl as well. So where did you get that courage to just come out with this song and be like, you know what, I'm going against the grain here and be cutting edge?
Well, so, I mean, my aunt was a topless showgirl, but then she transitioned into a preacher. So she was like a tent revivalist.
More versatility.
Yes. You know, she went from topless to Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like the Bible in one hand and preaching from the pulpit. And that's how my parents met. They actually met in Vegas. My dad was like kind of a preacher as well. And my mom was a reporter, and my mom was doing a piece on these like charismatic preachers, you know, with these like pop-up tent churches. And he was in one of them, and they met. And, you know, I was always a black sheep. From the moment I was, you know, born, it was like, why? Yeah. Why? Why? Okay, but why? Huh? Yeah. You know, like, I need answers. I'm very curious. I like really investigating and just going deep on everything. And, you know, I think I am privileged enough that I've been able to travel the whole world almost, like 3 times over. And once you have access to other people and cultures and ways of life, your world just broadens, right? And your whole mind changes. I mean, everything shifts, and you're like, oh, this is amazing, this is great, and people are different, and that's okay, and yada yada. But definitely, when I wrote "I Kissed a Girl," it wasn't like I called my parents and was like, guys, guess what this song I wrote? And it was about to come out on the radio, and I remember that, and I was like, okay, well, my parents are gonna find out. I don't live under their roof anymore, and they don't pay my rent. So I asked my older sister, I was like, maybe you want to give them the heads up so they don't like have a heart attack in the car as they're driving home. Even though it was very challenging for them, you know, and I still, you know, I still push, and they still pray.
Yeah. And now they're thankful you kissed a girl, probably.
Honestly, yeah. If it came down to it, yes.
Yeah. How do you curate like a set list for a residency? You have so many songs. We listen to, you know, our favorites on the way here because this is the one thing we hate about LA is being in the car all the time. We can't do it. It took us like an hour and a half to get here, but we could listen.
Well, this is
tons
very
of music.
far where you're
yes.
at. This is not like,
but worth it.
But it's like so many of these songs. I don't know how did you make those decisions? Who got to make the cuts? What song doesn't get to be in the residency?
Well,
will it change?
We maybe a little.
Yeah.
But we have a really structured amount of time, especially in Vegas. You know, it's a very in and out spot, and the audience comes in at 8, they leave at 9:30. So it is a 90-minute show. No in-betweens, no breaks. And these kids are at the show, you know. It's a family-friendly show. Like I said, it's 8 to 80, and grandma could bring their, you know, grandkids if they wanted to. But there's a lot of, like, you know, the gay community is there full-fledged. The fan stan community is there full-fledged. Everyone in between, right? And you just got to know your audience. Vegas is not your touring audience.
Yeah.
It's not always your like fan and their friends. Sometimes it's like a drunk chick on her bachelorette that is wearing a
the one
sash,
friend suggested the show.
a sash and a crown, and her eyes rolling back in her head, and she wants to go see Katy Perry. You know? So it's that. It's also someone that's turning 21.
Yeah.
But it's also like someone there for like a tech convention.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a hodgepodge of people. And that being said, I'm no dummy. I know and understand that those people don't know like all of, you know, Witness, the album.
Right.
They don't know all the in-between songs. They may just know I Kissed a Girl. They may know Roar, and if I'm lucky, Firework.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably.
So we're the songs that like your parents would know.
I have to mention this now that you brought up my parents, because my grandpa, and he's going to be upset if I don't say this, is one of your biggest fans ever. On Thanksgiving, he said, please tell Katy Perry I think she's the most beautiful girl in the world. So I have to tell you that.
Thanks, Gramps. In another life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to love that. He's single.
No, Baba.
Yeah, they're both single. It's
Okay, all right.
Oh, well, that's
Single and
great.
active.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. So, like she mentioned, we were listening on the way here, and you've had so many great collaborations, and I'm curious as to what your favorite music is to listen to, because I really like rap, and you've had like Snoop Dogg, Juicy J, Nicki Minaj. You've and these great songs. Yeah. What type of music do you listen to?
Well, it depends on the mood. And just to finish your question, basically I look at the streaming services, and whatever the top 20 says, that's what we're playing.
That's amazing.
Because that's what the people want.
Literally music to my ears.
You know, like they want to sing along. Yeah. They are usually pretty fucked up. Yeah. And they want to go,
right. They want to be like TGIF.
Exactly. But the music that I listen to, exactly that one.
Yeah. The interview, you think of like that ending scene.
The one where I was like, ooh, hope this doesn't get me in trouble. Yeah, the music I listen to is just based on if I'm working out or half late to a workout, as I do. I'm like, Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar radio. You know,
yeah.
That's what it is for me. But we have a lot of times we have Pancake Sundays, and those are jazz Sundays in the morning. So we like a lot of like Chet Baker, and I love like, you know, anything new that's coming on the scene. There's this new girl named Noga, right? Isn't that how you say her name? Nobody knows. Anyway.
They're looking at you like, we don't know.
It's great. I love new artists.
Yeah.
I help mentor a couple artists that are somewhat new, named Sin, and a guy named Michael J. Woodard. And so I love new music. I also love like old stuff. And then like I'm a huge Bill Withers fan because like Lovely Day is my song that Daisy and I sing together like almost every morning. So that's her jam. And Stevie Wonder. Oh, so it's funky in our house a bit.
Love that. I mean, you have to, especially I feel like when you are doing all these different shows and like you said, new artists, you get to see so much new talent on American Idol. Yep. And I saw today you guys posted season 20 is coming the end of February 2022.
We've only been a part of 5 of those.
I know, but you get to be on the 20th.
I know, they are spending money. And they had a fireworks show during one of our filming days, and we were like, wow, this is really big. I guess we're not going to be on the air next season. It's over. It's
going
done.
off with a bang.
I know. It's just, you know, it's bigger and better every single time. We learn so much, apply it, and we get legitimized because some of the artists that we put through during our time there on the first and second seasons that we've been there are actually like legit stars, getting nominations and getting awards and touring and, you know, making money and changing their life and the ripple effect of their families and like really changing their history, you know? So I feel like the show's still creating superstars, and so it's drawing in a lot of artists. Like it's drawing a lot of people that write their own songs, play their own instruments, have attended, you know, Berklee College of Music. Yeah. It's like it's pretty legit. We got some Juilliard people. They come out. Yeah. Let's go.
I feel like American Idol is a great way to get new artists on the map. But what do you think is the biggest misconception about being an artist or being a pop star? Because all these people, right, it's their biggest dream in the world. They're dying to have it. They think it's all glitz and glamour and the best thing ever.
She's talking about herself.
Myself. I have the worst
she was
voice
a pop
ever.
star
Yes,
so
it's
bad.
my biggest dream.
I heard you sing a little Fire.
No, it's not. It's tough.
I maybe have the worst singing voice ever. I like to think that I have the charisma, just not the talent.
We just finished a podcast tour, and she sang at the last show, and
really bad. That's tough. Okay. That's
great. It's all right. You can't win it all.
No, you can't.
Unless you're Katy Perry.
Right, but you can. What do you think is the biggest misconception about it?
Okay, so when I came out in 2008, there was really only like 10 to 15, you know, girls on the scene. And the way that music came out was there was no Spotify. There was no Apple Music. It was like you bought something or a song or blah, blah, blah. That was dinosaur times. Now we have streamers. You just click a button, you like it. If you don't, just move on. But there's like anywhere between like 20,000 to 60,000 new songs a day that come out around the world.
Yeah.
Okay? So to be an artist is not like... if you want to be a singer, like there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us.
Yeah.
You have to literally light yourself on fire on Instagram to like stand out, and still you only get like maybe, trending for like 15 minutes, right? So that being said, I actually think that like American Idol is a great way to use that and use your socials and combine it and just go. But the biggest misconception is that you're gonna like, you're going to like get it all, make it all, and then go off to an island. You just like, you work. You're work horse. Yeah. You just work. You're the first one there usually and the last one to leave. And it's so much attention to detail, and it all can fall apart in a drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Especially these days, there's like just a lot of like, little walking on eggshells. So, you have to really be super mindful, very aware. It's not like the 80s where you can just like do drugs and drink and like,
Motley Crue.
Rock and roll and hope you survive.
Rooms.
You survive. No. Your every move is being watched. You say your pleases, you say your thank yous. You treat everyone, with the highest regard, which is what you should do anyways. But like, if you are a bad character or a bad actor, you will be found out.
Right. Yeah.
And if you have a long ass career, it's because you're like sowing some good karmatic seeds. You're doing that, or you've got some good songs, or you've got some good talent, or people want to do you a favor, or people want to like, support you. Because there's a lot of people on the behind the scenes that like a lot of this is relationships as well, that are opening doors and giving you just access.
We are going to wrap up, but I want our last question. I want to ask you now, as 2021's coming to an end. What advice would you have now give 2008 Katy Perry?
Oh, 2008 Katy Perry. Okay. 2008 Katy Perry was 23.
Yeah.
Boy crazy. Just like all over the map with the emotions, and just like, waiting for a text, just like, at least like now everyone has ... Yeah. We never had ... Okay. We didn't have it.
Yeah.
And yeah, boy crazy, just looking for love and wanting to be loved, and like, taking all that like desire to be loved and like putting it into art and hoping that people will love it, and like feeding and foaming at the mouth with that stuff. But it's just like, I think I would just say, it's all gonna land how it's supposed to, especially if you put the work in, and especially in personal stuff. Like, it's like you don't have to be so wild about the reactions, but that's what artists are. And I really would have liked to have gone to school, but if I went to school, I wouldn't be here probably. So maybe I'll do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many fish in the sea concerning like love.
Yeah.
Like so many fish in the sea. It's like the one person. It's not worth like
losing your mind over. I think that's
Gave us
not
some
only
great songs though.
Not only great advice to yourself, but just great advice for everybody listening. Is like, it's gonna be okay.
Oh, yeah, there's always another one.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
No, I mean there's not, but there is.
Yeah.
There isn't.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh man, well Katy, thank you so much for this. Is honestly
this is amazing.
Highlight of our careers by far.
I'm so happy to speak to you because I specifically requested this interview.
Yeah,
wow.
You guys are mega famous.
Oh man, well thank you so much. This has been, like I said, absolutely amazing. We just appreciate
come
it
to
so
Vegas.
much.
We'll treat you right.
We want to come to Vegas.
We will come to Vegas.
We'll drink.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. We'll be there. Any of those, we're open, wide open.
Yeah. I will clear my schedule to come to Vegas to drink with you.
Great. Yeah.
And blackjack and a little roulette. We'll throw it on red.
Throw it on red.
And people can get tickets to Katy's play Residency in Vegas starting first show Wednesday, December 29th.
Look
Shows
at you
in
go.
January.
That's right. There's like one ticket left.
I was gonna say.
Wednesday,
I was gonna say.
go.
Or maybe.
But there's a lot of shows.
Resale and you got a lot of money.
There's some shows coming up. We'll give you a heads up.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Katie.
Bye.